Today, I want to talk about something that I am trying to learn more about. It's something that I have talked about for a long time in the work that I do with women, helping them desire sex more. But I am starting to take it a layer deeper in my own life, and really what it is trusting your intuition. What I often will say is trust what feels good and what doesn't in the sexual experience. But today, I want to talk about how critical and essential this is, not only in your marriage and the sexual experience, but also in the rest of your life as a woman. I think that a lot of the struggles we're experiencing in the world right now have to do with an imbalance of the masculine and feminine. And one of the biggest attributes or character traits of women is their ability to have intuitive leads or hunches or gut feelings, whatever you want to call it, to be able to think without facts about or know without facts about what to do next. Unfortunately, because our world is in this imbalance right now, we don't place a lot of worth or emphasis on intuition. It's more about facts and numbers and rational ideas, reason, than it is about feeling or hunches or I just know, but I don't know why, for example. So also because I think women are very focused on producing and doing and what can we show for our efforts, because we want to feel validated and we want to feel important in a world that really hasn't placed a lot of importance. I mean, it hasn't been that long that women have been seen as the weaker sex, or not as smart or wise, as powerful as men. So I really want to invite you to just consider how you might use your intuition more in the everyday experience, how you might go about your day trusting what feels good and what doesn't, rather than questioning it or pushing it aside for what you think you should be doing instead. Yesterday, I didn't have very many calls, and so I didn't have a lot of obligations for work. So I basically had a kind of a free day. None of my days are free. There's always things like this to do, or emails to respond to, or programs to develop. But in the morning, I just got quiet, as I'm trying to practice these days. And I thought, well, I asked my soul. Everyone does it in a different way. For me, I asked my soul, what should I do today? And immediately I got the intuitive hit that I should call my neighbor, who I've been seeing in a very long time. She's retired, but she's lovely. There's something wonderful about women in their 60s. She's very spiritually oriented. We're from a different religion, but that doesn't matter at all. I mean, we can have lots of spiritual conversations with people of different faiths or no faiths or whatever. It's just about seeing the good in life, really. And so I sent her a message, would you like to go for a walk, with me around noon? And right away, she said, yes, let's do it. And we went for a beautiful walk around the river, and the sun was out, and there were people with smiling faces on the path as well. It's just stunning, beautiful place I live in, but I rarely go out. So following what felt good, or following my intuition that day, got me to something I would have never even imagined, and my reasoning brain could have got me there. So let's shift a little bit in the sexual experience in particular. And again, I find that there is an imbalance of the feminine masculine in the sexual experience and happily married relationships. And the imbalance is, my mentor, my coach at the moment, she made a really good analogy, metaphor. I always get the two mixed up. The masculine energy is more like the mountain. It's strong, it's protective, it's stable. And the female energy is more like a river. It's more moving and flowing and ever changing, and it responds to the rocks, and it gives life to the fishes. I mean, I could take this for a while here. I don't know how far to take this, but how can you become and lead through being more like a river in the sexual experience? And what I have found that to look like is slowing things down enough so that you can take a moment to ask yourself what you would like to do next, what would feel good next. Listening deeply to those feelings of, this isn't really what I want to do. This doesn't feel right now. Honoring your need to change and grow and try different things, or remain exactly the same, do exactly the same thing every single time. That also means having the courage to make requests of your husband. And for me, what I need to trust what feels good and what doesn't, to follow my intuition in a sexual experience, which my husband greatly benefits from because he doesn't have, for him, that trait isn't as strong. And so I get to take him, just like I was taken yesterday to a beautiful place by following my intuition. By following my intuition in a sexual experience, I get to take him to places where he would never have imagined, or would have never been able to accomplish on his own. And this isn't like kinky things. This isn't like, something you might imagine. This is more going inward and slowing things down and using words and sounds and breath and certain movement that isn't necessarily a traditional sex movement. So having the courage then to ask for space. I asked my husband to mellow his sexuality so that my quieter, calmer intuition, again, the mountain and the river, the mountain is very powerful, very strong, very all-pervasive. And sometimes, well, all the time actually, I need to ask my husband to mellow that trait of his, and so mine can come through. So I hope this helps you in your next sexual experience with your husband, and not only in the sexual experience, but also in your day-to-day life, to radically trust what feels good and what doesn't, to give yourself permission to follow those intuitive leads and hits, rather than trying to think them away or use your reasoning mind. So enjoy this experience, and even today, you can use it right now, wherever you are, however you're listening. You can ask yourself, what do I need? What comes next? What would bring joy into my life? What should I eat for lunch? That's what I'm thinking about right now. I haven't even had breakfast. I should get on that. Or if you have a few minutes to spare, what should I be using those minutes to do? So enjoy yourself today, and I will talk to you soon.